To register for an education class, you'll start on our homepage at alzsd.org. Hover your mouse over Help and Support, and then click on Online Education and Training. From there, scroll down until you get to Upcoming Events. This will list all of our education classes in chronological order. Look for the class that you want to register for and click on Find Out More. This page will have a short description of the course as well as the time and the date. Click here to register to join the webinar. To fill out our webinar registration form, we do require some information from you. We need your first name, your last name, your email address, you to confirm your email address, and your postal code. We also require how did you hear about this webinar. We do have some other questions for you, but they are optional. Please fill them out if you can. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and click Register. If the webinar is about to start, you can click on this URL right here to join. Otherwise, we will send you an email that will have the Zoom information as well. The email will look like this. It'll thank you for registering, have the date and time of it, and to join the Zoom, just click right here. You will also get a reminder email if you've registered ahead of time for about an hour before the Zoom starts. They'll look like this. Again, just find the click here to join, click there, and it'll prompt Zoom to open. To help us keep track of questions, there's a feature in Zoom Webinar called Q&A. When you click on that button in your control panel, it'll pop up a little box like this. This can be moved to the side or minimized on your screen. We will be able to see your questions, and we will be pausing during the program to answer as many as we can. Just type your questions here in the box. Then click Send. And then if you're done with the box, you can either close or minimize it or drag it off screen. We know there are times that you want to interact with us or with each other during the program, but don't necessarily have a question. For everything else, you are welcome to use the chat function. Here, you can send a message to just the panelist or to all panelists and attendees so everyone can see it. We do sometimes use the chat function for our interactions and activities in our education program, but using it or the Q&A function is totally optional, and you can also just sit back, listen, and relax. You may in a webinar need to see your screen differently. In the top right corner of the screen, there are different ways to view what you're looking at. If you click Swap Shared Screen with Video, that will change between the presenter and the PowerPoint. Sometimes we do webinars where we have many people on the webinar. Around here, there will be a button called Gallery View, in which case you hit that and you can change the way it looks. You may have trouble hearing the presenters. Zoom uses your computer audio. Please be sure to check the volume and make sure that it's not muted or too low to hear. To hide the chat window, you will either minimize it or there may be an arrow to click that hits close, and that way you can return and see your screen. After the webinar, a pop-up will prompt once the webinar has been closed. We ask that if you have a moment, please participate in a brief survey. You can do so by clicking on Continue. Within 24 hours of the webinar, you should get an email from us that will have the PowerPoint slides as well as a link to the survey if you did not get a chance to fill it out after the Zoom. If you have any questions or need any help, please contact us.